her. Whether you're joining us in person or tuning in online, which I don't think we're able to be online today. So, but no matter, oh, we are, okay. We are glad you're with us. So we just one quick reminder before we get started is, as everybody knows, it's summer, it's vacation time, people are out having fun, and that means that some of our volunteers who are really involved with service may not be around, and so we're not sure if we have slides today, but you know, I think we all know, but some Imago, we're going to give grace. Just want to make sure everyone knows that nothing's broken, everything's working. It's just that with some of our volunteers gone, we aren't able to get everything the way it usually is. So if you are a first-time guest, welcome. This is how things happen here. But we extend a special welcome to you. We love the chance to get to know you better. There are visitor cards in the pew if you would like more information about Imago Day, or if you'd like to speak to anybody. You can place those in one of the two boxes in the back that say offering. We also have first-time visitor gifts on the table out front over here, so please grab one. One thing you should know about Imago Day is that we believe everyone is created in the image of God, and we meet everyone. We strive for equality across the spectrums of gender, LGBTQIA+, race, and across their intersections. So as we join in worship together today, will you please stand if you are able, and sing if you know the words, because I don't think we have the words. So, thank you.
Hey,
thank
Dina.
you, Dina.
No, don't applaud her until she gets it up. Thanks, Dina. She's like jumping in at the last second. Both of our techs are jumping in at the last second. Hey, teams. Hey, happy Pride. Pride Sunday, right? We were just praying him back and just talking about the joy of being in a place where today means celebration and not condemnation. And so thanks for being here this morning, and let's sing some songs. Come broken and weary, come battered and bruised. My Jesus makes all things new, all things new. Come lost and abandoned, come blown by the wind. He'll bring you back home again, home again. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. The light of the dawn is upon you. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. He makes all things new, all things new. Come frozen with shame, come burning with guilt. My Jesus, he loves you still, loves you still. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. The light of the dawn is upon you. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. He makes all things new. Sing it again. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. The light of the dawn is upon you. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. He makes all things new. He makes all things new. The world was good, the world is fallen, the world will be redeemed. The world was good, the world is fallen, the world will be redeemed. So hold on to the promise, the stories are true, that Jesus makes all things new. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. The light of the dawn is upon you. Rise up, oh you sleeper, awake. He makes all things new. He makes all things new. He makes all things new. All things new. Sorry, we're having a tech issue. We're going to switch out, and Eli's going to grab the piano mic here. Just a heads up. Diane's going to have Eli's mic. Remember we were talking earlier about grace? Okay.
Check, check. Check.
You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. Your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise with your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord.
It's your breath.
It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise.
Sing it again. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry. These bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. And all the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts Okay, I think we're going to dismiss the kids. Is that correct? I missed the first part of our scheduling meeting, so yeah. Ages 4 to 5th grade, there's a chance they might be outside, I think. They are going outside. Okay. And then we are going to do our traditional thing. If you're new here, I'm so sorry you don't know what's coming. But we're going to spend 7 minutes and just get to know each other a little bit. And if you're comfortable, shake a hand, ask before you hug. That's generally a good thing. And or just sit there, go get a coffee, find a corner and hide, whatever makes you comfortable. So 7 minutes, we'll come back. Be awesome. Do the old Boy Scout thing. See if everybody be quiet. Is that what it is? This next song that we're going to do together is a song that Melinda requested that we take a look at. Just give everybody a second here. Like we're talking to my kids. I can wait all day. Melinda requested that we do this song, especially for Pride Sunday, and it's a song by Derek Webb and Flamey Grant. Anybody know who Flamey Grant is? Flamey Grant is a former Christian artist that was in the evangelical scene and everything else, and then came out and is kind of performs Flamey Grant, F-L-A-M-Y, not Amy. Amy Grant is a Christian artist, and Flamey is just kind of a drag persona that this person puts on. And this is one of the songs that they did together. It's not easy, so again, grace would be good. But it's one for me. I just wanted to say something because the song is really from the perspective of someone who was hurt by the church. And somebody in the LGBTQ plus community who was driven away. And their process of coming back and demanding a seat at the table. And the first few lines, you'll kind of see it as them addressing the people that kind of drove them away. And as a dad who had a kid come out to him when I wasn't in a place and ready for it and was in that culture, I look at this now and it's like, oh, it just rips my heart out because I didn't know then. So just be aware that this is a song from somebody in that community being sung by somebody who isn't. So I'm aware of that as well. But sing it and make it your own as we go through. Since I sat with you without a knot in my chest, oh, it's been a while since I wanted to, always felt a little oppressed, oh, it's been a while. It's been a while since I went ahead and let down my guard, as I carried the weight of the words you said, and it makes it just a little bit hard to reject the lies you perpetuate. But you're not the keeper of the pearly gate. It's been a while, but I'm coming back to fight for my place. Good day to come back home. You sent me away, but I was never alone. You were afraid it was not enough, but you can't earn love. So here to say I'm sitting in the front row. It's a good day to come out of the shadows. God made me good in every way, so I raise my voice to celebrate a good day. It's been a while since I could admit something I'm missing, but I've seen enough to know what love isn't. I'm not content to fade into the crowd and let you decide who's in or out. So I'm coming back, 'cause I'm living proof that it all belongs without a doubt, yeah. A good day to come back home, send me away, but I was never alone. You were afraid that was not enough, but you can't run out of love. So here to stay, and I'm sitting in the front row. It's a good day to come out of the shadows. celebrate a good day. It's a good day, it's gonna keep me out of the light. Not gonna hide, get in the right place, covered in the good day. We can't remember it. It's a good day, nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I've got a heart in the right place, covered in the good graces of an endless. One more time. It's a good day, nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I've got a heart in the right place, covered in the good graces of an endless love. Good day to come back home, you sent me away, but I was never alone. You were afraid there was not enough, but you can't run out of love, so here to stay, and I'm dancing in the front row. It's a good day, I'm out of the shadows, God made me good in every way. So raise my voice to celebrate a good day. Celebrate a good day. It's a good day, nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I've got a heart in the right place, covered by the good graces of an endless love. It's a good day, nothing's gonna keep me out of the light. I'm not gonna hide, I've got a heart in the right place, covered in the good graces of an endless love.
Okay, thank you. That was awesome. First of all, happy Pride. Yay for Pride. I'm so excited. So I like there's a couple people that are all dressed up. It's amazing. So after service today, there is pie fellowship in the fellowship hall. So please come down, enjoy some pie. Equal rights for everyone doesn't mean less for somebody else. So please come down and enjoy pie. You didn't have to bring any, just go down and have some pie and enjoy service and fellowship and see all the great decorations that were done down there. So please go down and see that. We have Imago tie-dye t-shirts that you are able to order if you want one. But today is the very last day to order them. So if you want one, please see Melinda after the service so she can put the order in and you get your shirt included. Also, you can sign up this year for the very first time. We're having our own table at the Peoria Pride Fest. So if you are willing and able, there's a sign-up sheet out there in the hallway. There's probably a better name for that, but, oh, Brooke. Yeah, I was just going to mention it looks like a 3 to 5 slot. Okay. Did you, if you didn't hear, the 3 to 5 slot hasn't been filled, and that's July 19th. Is that right? 18th. Thank you. July 18th. So here in Peoria, down at the riverfront. And if you haven't been, it's really cool and fun to go to. So if you'd love to have a chance to sit down and sit at a table, please sign up. Please remember, next Sunday, July 5th, is Exploration Sunday. We do not have services that day. To do something that, something different, you go out and explore a different church, go out just in the world and nature, whatever it is that fills your heart, that's what next Sunday is for. Our next sermon series is Imago Goes to the Movies. This sounds really cool. That starts on July 12th. So there will be some information this week on places you can go to see the movie before the sermon the following Sunday, so be on the lookout. And if you're wondering, I am reading all these announcements from our handy-dandy little bulletin. So if you don't have one or you're wondering where this all comes from, this is where it is. So please feel free. If someone didn't get one, I know there was only one left. Someone can have mine if they want it. I also do want to acknowledge that the Honduras team just returned. So they're just got back. There are a number of them that went that are here today. So a couple of them over here, the Browns, and Camilla's here, and if I'm missing somebody else, Phoenix up there that went. Feel free to talk to them and learn about their trip and all the exciting things that they did, the good work that they did there. And lastly, we just want to thank everyone for your generosity. We don't pass the plate at the church, but if you're interested in donating, there's those 2 offering boxes in the back that you can drop something into. Now I'm going to do the prayer requests. Just a second, let me get them out. Yeah, here, you can do yours while I do this.
I would like to ask prayer for my Aunt Rena. She was my dad's sister-in-law. Anyway, she was diagnosed with invasive malignant melanoma. And we're hoping, so far she ended up going to St. Louis already, and it's a stage 1, so that's really good, and they think they can hopefully cut it all out. So that, yeah, because and she's aware, one of my other aunt's children, one of my cousins, died of melanoma, and that's in the back of her head, so, yeah, thank you.
Lord, hear. Yeah, I always get this part wrong. I should have written it down before I came up. Thanks, Elmer, for pointing that out. In your mercy, that's it. Lord, in your mercy. Okay. Prayers for those of us struggling with infertility. Lord, in your mercy. Okay, this one, there are 3 on here, so let me read each of them. Prayers of thanksgiving that our Honduras team is back with us. Prayers for all who are recovering from surgery. And prayers for those of us that have surgery scheduled and are starting to stress. Please give us peace. So, Lord, in your mercy. For my friend Aaron for recovery after heart transplant. And for Papa for his legs. Lord, in your mercy. I'm assuming this one can be read out loud. Please pray for TJ's surgery on July 10th. Continued recovery for my brother, and for he may relapse again. And prayers for my biopsy on my right breast and the removing of lymph nodes. So, Lord, in your mercy. And I didn't write this down, but I just want to add a prayer, so it's probably not going to be very eloquent. But I would just like to ask for prayers for all of our friends, family, whoever that we know. Sometimes it's ourselves and the LGBTQ community. Just, I will say, I didn't realize that it had only been 11 years since I'm going to say it wrong, since marriage was legalized. Yeah, I didn't realize it had only been that long. And thank you, I can't say it. So all the times when people ask why we need pride, it's only been 11 years. 11 years. And so I just ask for prayers for people's hearts to open and people to be willing to learn and understand and just seek justice and equality for everybody, no matter, I don't care anything. I just pray that somehow our nation can come back together and value everybody equally.
Good morning, Imago. My name is Phoenix. I use they, them pronouns. Today's scripture reading comes from Psalms 27. Light, space, zest. That's God. So with him on my side, I'm fearless, afraid of no one and nothing. When vandal hordes ride down ready to eat me alive, those bullies and toughs fall flat on their faces. When I'm besieged, I'm calm as a baby. When all hell breaks loose, I'm collected and cool. I'm asking God for one thing, only one thing, to live with him in his house my whole life long. I'll contemplate his beauty, I'll study at his feet. That's the only quiet, secure place in a noisy world, the perfect getaway, far from the buzz of traffic. God holds me head and shoulders above all who try to pull me down. I'm headed for his place to offer anthems that will raise the roof. Already I'm singing God's songs. I'm making music to God. Listen, God, I'm calling at the top of my lungs. Be good to me, answer me. When my heart whispered, seek God, my whole being replied, I'm seeking him. Don't hide from me now. You've always been right there for me. Don't turn your back on me now. Don't throw me out. Don't abandon me. You've always kept the door open. My father and mother walked out and left me, but God took me in. Point me down your highway, God. Direct me along a well-lighted street. Show my enemies whose side you're on. Don't throw me to the dogs, those liars who are out to get me, filling the air with their threats. I'm sure now I'll see God's goodness in the exuberant earth. Stay with God. Take heart. Don't quit. I'll say it again. Stay with God. This is the word of the Lord.
We are going to take about 7 minutes to meditate on this psalm. I will be using my drum as we meditate. Just one thing I will say about it is we heard a heartbeat of our mothers before we were born. It is built in us, this rhythm of ourselves. So as we take this time to meditate on your word, as you're comfortable, feet on the floor, eyes closed, and hands open in your lap. God's word is written for us as a community and for each of us in our individual uniqueness. Let us take 2 deep breaths in, slowly out. In, out. Psalm 27 opens with light, space, zest. That is God. So with him on my side, I'm fearless, afraid of no one and nothing. To live with him in his house my whole life long, I'll contemplate his beauty. I'll study at his feet. That's the only quiet, secure place in a noisy world. I'm sure now I see God's goodness in the exuberant world. Stay with God. Take heart. Don't quit. I'll say it again. Stay with God. As we close, let us take 2 deep breaths. In, out. In, out. We give thanks for this time. To God be the glory.
Okay. Also, be sure you get a calendar out there. They're in the same place where the bulletins were. That will help you figure out what's going on this month from week to week. I hope that will be a benefit to you. Thank you, Sarah, for leading us in that meditative moment. We're going to have a panel up here in just a moment, but before we do that, I want to share something with you. How many of you have read or are reading the book Theo of Golden? Okay. It's like everywhere, right? Like everybody I run into, they're reading this book. So I'm not finished with it. I'm about halfway through, but I wanted to read something from this story that sounded so much like Imago that it just melted my heart. I'll give you a little bit of a download of what the story is about. Theo is an older guy, I think in his 80s. He's obviously very wealthy, and he goes to this town called Golden. Is Golden in the South? Somebody remind me. A fictional town. There is a Golden, Mississippi, because I grew up right next to Golden, Mississippi, but yeah. Oh, South Carolina, right. And so he goes to this place, this small town, and he stops at a cafe, and there are portraits of people lining a wall. There's like over 100 of them, of just people. And he goes to the owner and he says, what's the deal with the pictures? And he said, oh, those are people who live in Golden. And he had painted their picture at some point in the past, and then he put it up on the wall. They were for sale. Nobody was buying them. So he died, and if I'm telling this story wrong, tell me about it later, because I'm not summarizing it real good, I'm sure. So anyway, he decides that he's going to buy a portrait one at a time, and he's going to track the person down that's in that portrait, and he's going to give them their portrait free of charge. Now, nobody knows who this man is, and he's reaching out to these people he's never known, and they don't know him. But he sits down with them on a park bench around the square, and they share their story with him. And he gives them their picture, blesses them, good day, goodbye, do their own thing. He runs across a woman in one of the pictures that he finds out her name is, starts with an E, and I've completely lost my, Ellen, and it was an E, Ellen. And she is an unsheltered person who most people in Golden know who she is. They help out when they can, and et cetera, et cetera. But she is unhoused. And it's obviously she has some mental illness. She has a bicycle that she carries with her everywhere, and she says bicycles are the noblest of inventions. She calls a bicycle a noble invention. So Theo, while he's in Golden, he reaches out to her, meets her, hears her story, his heart's filled with compassion, gives her the picture, sends her on her way. Theo's visiting a church on Sunday mornings while he's in town because he is a person of faith. And so he goes to St. James on Sunday for the 11 o'clock gathering. Theo entered the sanctuary and took a seat as others trickled in. Now, the writer of Theo of Golden, Alan Levy, is beautiful prose, beautiful, beautiful words, and he goes into all this description about the church. Think majestic and cathedral and a pipe organ and the stained glass, this glorious kind of church, okay? I said that in a whole lot sloppier way than he did, so Anyway, a reverent hush filled the room as the organist played a prelude to the morning service. The music was conducive to contemplation or sleep, depending on one's disposition at the moment. As the last of the song faded, Father Lundy rose to welcome the congregants and make his opening remarks. He had just begun reading a passage of Scripture when, to the complete and utter shock of everyone present, a loud disturbance erupted at the back of the room. The sound of breaking glass, a falling vase, sounded through the high rafters. The shock was heightened when the words being spoken became audible and distinguishable. Ellen has entered the church. And this is what she says. You get your blue blood hands off of me, you pin-striped whore of Babylon. Touch me again, and I'll ride this noble invention right over your hypocritical ass. Get out of my way. I didn't say it. Alan Levy said it. An usher, fighting an onset of total astonishment and embarrassment, was trying to restrain a wild-eyed woman wearing a blue hat from bringing her bicycle into the sanctuary. She had forced her way through the door, bicycle in tow, and was intent on joining the congregation assembled there. Or more precisely, she was trying to find Theo. Every herd turned her way. A number of the leaders and others moved immediately toward the disturbance and encircled the intruder. Any semblance of order or sanctity fled the room as Ellen, not to be deterred by another act of bureaucracy, railed against her opposition. She was equal parts prophet and whirling dervish. Your sign outside says visitors welcome. Well, Saint smartass, I'm a visitor, so get out of my way. You touch my property one more time and see what happens, you throne-sniffing Pharisee. Get the hell out of my way, all of you, right now. And her fist was raised and ready. St. James had never experienced, and likely never would again, such a display of righteous indignation on its premises. Some of the congregation watched or ducked down cautiously behind their pews, horror-stricken at this unexpected visit from an uninvited guest. After all, there had been killings in churches in recent years. Others who recognized the woman from having seen her around town were curious and even amused that an actual sinner had entered the elegant premises of James the saint. The biblically literate among them might have expected a finger to start writing on the wall at any moment. Panicked cell phone calls, many from the sanctuary floor, were made to 911 with the expectation that in a matter of seconds or minutes, officers would arrive, arrest the troublemaker, and restore dignity to the meeting. In the meantime, Father Lundy implored parishioners to remain seated and be calm. Few paid him any attention. The main event was clearly at the back of the sanctuary. Across the room, people gaped, craned their necks, and whispered excitedly about the scene unfolding before them. And then came a voice. Darling Ellen, darling, hello, dear. Good morning, dear. Mrs. Oshie Van Blarcom, her white hair shining like a nimbus, stepped between Ellen and the others and touched her hand. There was no sense of alarm or urgency in her voice, but her forceful presence made it abundantly clear who was now in charge. Immediately, the confusion began to subside. Affirmation that a gentle answer still turns away wrath. Ellen, please come sit with me, sweetheart. We'll find a place for your bicycle. Would you like to sit with me and my family? Ellen stood silently for a moment, still defensive against the bodies that surrounded her. It took a moment and several hard blinks, but eventually a glimmer of recognition filled her gaze. Her hands relaxed. Hello, Ms. Ozie. Mrs. Van Blarcom was a matriarch of St. James, a venerated and lifelong member whose family was impaneled in the grand window that covered most of the sanctuary's west wall. She knew well and lived devotedly the ethic of James, faith without works is dead. She was not merely capable of saintliness, she was saintly. Some would even argue she was a saint. While she fit in comfortably in the highbrow world of St. James, O.C. Van Blarcom was no stranger to the soup lines and the homeless shelters in Golden. She and Ellen had seen each other often at such places. She understood the difference between a troubled mind and a troublemaker, and she recognized in Ellen all the signs of the former: a wounded soul, a lost sheep, a least of these, my brethren. The sound of sirens began to grow in strength until they were just outside the building. Clearly, more than one police vehicle had arrived. Miss Van Blarcom instructed several of the ushers and vestry members in a tone of voice that would not be defied to tell the policeman to leave. Her eyes blazed with an authoritative, "Right now." "Ellen, come this way, darling. My family is right there on that row. We have room for you." Ellen shook her head. No, ma'am, I'm looking for Mr. Theo." At that moment, he smiled and stepped forward into the small space that belonged to Ellen and Mrs. Van Blarcom. "And Mr. Theo has been looking for you," he said cheerfully. "Good morning, Ellen." Theo and Mrs. Van Blarcom knew each other vaguely. They had met on a previous Sunday and had crossed paths occasionally since then. Standing there together with Ellen, they were the embodiment of goodness and mercy. And for the moment, the room belonged not to Father Lundy, but to O.C. and Theo, surrogate shepherds of the flock. No one shaving or dressing or selecting shoes or watching television before driving to St. James earlier that morning would have guessed that a church service would be as engrossing as this one was shaping up to be. No one could have anticipated the sight of an old man guiding a garishly attired homeless woman and her bicycle down the center aisle, 8th pew from the front, and helping her find a seat at the end of the row. Ellie kickstanded the noble invention, sat and patted her blonde dress, touched her necklace, rested her hands in her lap, smiled at Theo, and then directed her attention to the pulpit. Father Lundy began to speak, but by then he had regained his composure, and he knew a teachable moment when he saw one. He also knew that the congregation, if only they could see it, had just witnessed and participated in a sermon. Need he say more? His voice was thick with emotion as he spoke. Let us be silent and pause to reflect before we have our morning prayers. The organist, in a stroke of musical eloquence, played a simple rendering of all things bright and beautiful as a never-before widely enlarged sense of reverence filled the room. Some still looked at Ellen. Most, the oldest first, had redirected their attention away from the spectacle of her strange appearance and had turned their gazes inward. One could almost hear the sound of stones dropping to the ground. Theo encouraged Ellen to be on time for the next service. She was never late again, and she never missed a service. I think Theo must have been eavesdropping on Imago. It makes me so proud to serve a group of people that love the Lord the way that you do, and in the ways that you do. You do it so much better than me, and you don't even know it. You're beautiful. The way you welcome people in, the way we can have an entire church service dedicated to people that we love, a specific group of people that we love, that have been so harmed. When we were in D.C. a few weeks ago, we took pictures of my 2 children and Terry and I in front of the Supreme Court. It was empty, and we couldn't actually go into the building. We took a picture of it, and as the lady was taking the picture of us, it was not lost on me that my children could lose their rights in that room at some point. Don't think it's settled. It's not. I've invited a panel to be up here with us this morning because I wanted to ask them their thoughts. So if you'd come up here, those of you that I've invited. Come on out. Come on up. Okay. Quickly, you don't have to go into an essay like I just did, unless you want to. Tell us your name, and what else do we need to know about you, Dina?
I'm Dina Brown. My pronouns are she, her. I'm on leadership for Imago. I've been going here since literally week 2 of the church. It's always been home. It's a place where I actually felt, this isn't going to take long. It's a place where I felt safer to be myself after I discovered myself during the pandemic than my own family at that point, which that has changed. Like they're pretty good, but yeah, that's kind of it. I'm also vice president of the Peoria Prowlers roller derby team. That's why I'm dressed the way I am, because I had my first game last night and I am covered in bruises. Yeah, been a Christian my entire life, was raised Baptist for the first 10 years, and then kind of dabbled around, was Pentecostal for a while, learned the spiritual side of things, done the theological side of things. So yeah, just pretty much anywhere and everywhere I've been.
Thank you, Dina.
My name's Mary, and I came to Imago, was a year last December. I came really just to drop off a bag of clothes for some homeless people that I'd heard, and was welcomed and stayed for the service, and I've been coming ever since. Prior to that, I was only really involved with an organization, LGBT progressive organization in Chicago. So, you know, I would drive to Chicago, 6 hours round trip, as much as I could. And so, you know, this was a place for home, close to home. And so, yeah, I've really embraced this, and you've embraced me. And as it'll come out maybe in the panel, I didn't really come out till I was 43. And I didn't really fully come out until 2 years ago. So Imago has been a really blessing in my life.
We're glad you're here, Mary. Okay, Elmer.
Uh,
Your
my,
turn.
my name is Elmer Lunsford. I've been coming to Imago a little over 4 years now, and raised Baptist. And in the past 30 years of that was a Jehovah's Witness, but I never baptized in that, but I studied religion for that many years. And so deconstruction was really, when I came in here, and I know I've said it before, when she asked after her sermon for questions after a scripture reader, that just lit me up. And it's like, now you can't shut me up, and I'm sorry. But no, I've got a wonderful partner, and my grandson was baptized here a year and a half ago,
Yeah,
maybe?
about.
Yeah, so, you know, that was another purpose of finding a religion, that he could seek other instructions or whatever, knowledge. And so he loved it. We came day one, and he never wanted to go anywhere else. So now you're stuck with us.
We love it. Glad you're here. I've got 4 questions that I want to ask of you. I'm going to ask these 4 questions to Elmer first, and he's going to answer because he's in charge of our pie thing back there, and we want to make sure that we get him back there so he can make sure we're good to go, right? All right, Elmer, what's your favorite thing about being a queer child of God?
Melinda, thank you for asking.
Exhibit A.
Yes.
I guess the most, I'll just briefly touch on this. Sorry.
That was funny. I love
Queer,
that.
queer to me has always been a derogative thing.
Yeah.
I was raised, you know, you called people queer because you didn't want to be that person, and it was always a fighting thing for me. So queer is hard for me still.
Sure.
That's still part of that deconstruction thing, fairy, queer,
Yeah.
you know, and, excuse me. But I think my favorite thing, once I discovered that I was actually made in God's image, and just, you know, that just opened up the floodgates for me, that I wasn't a bad person, and you know, I wasn't gonna rot in a fiery hell.
That's right.
And so that's my favorite part.
I love that. What was a joyful thing that surprised you after you came out?
That nobody cared. I mean, I didn't wait as long as you did. I was 29, and I think it was 30. I was 30 when my parents found out, and then the whole family said, well, we already knew. And it's like, what? It couldn't have been these pants I was wearing. But that's what it was for me.
I love that. How do you think you see God differently as a gay person?
I see God now as a friend, as not a hierarchy person I couldn't approach or come to, and I didn't need a building to pray to him in, or, you know, I can stand at my kitchen window and do dishes and just pray to him or talk to him really as a friend, and I lean on him so much now.
Yeah.
And I was afraid to approach him before because I knew I wasn't worthy. So that's how I feel about
I
that.
love that. What message of joy would you share with someone who's in the LGBTQ community and they're struggling?
Come out. Just honestly, I was just approached from a gal friend at the OSF, and she asked me to help a 29-year-old boy that had just got kicked out for telling his parents he was gay. And I never had that issue, you know, so I feel so bad for them people that there is a whole community that would support you.
That's right.
And it is very hard to say when I said the word gay, the first time I just bawled my eyes out because I was in fear of rejection. And you're loved. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Elmer. Now go get our pies ready.
I'll give you this later. It's the Elmer scroll.
Mary, what's your favorite thing about being a gay child of God?
My favorite thing is being visible, that I can be who I am authentically, and that's given me a new sense of freedom, knowing that I'm loved, and kind of a fearless pride that I can share that now with others, and I can explore, and I can ask questions I've never felt comfortable asking before, and never allowed myself before, so.
Thank you. Dina, what about you?
I think, yeah, going off of what she just said, just once you question yourself, it's a lot easier to question pretty much everything else. And I honestly think, like, this is my own personal opinion, that is why they're so, like, against this and afraid of us, is that, like, if they're wrong about me and my ability to, like, live life and thrive, what else are they wrong about? So
point.
that's why they come after us first and foremost. And I'm not even like the bottom. Like there's black trans people of color and indigenous and immigrants that are all like on the chopping block first, but not too far from the bottom.
That's
so
right. Thank you. Mary, what was a joyful thing that surprised you after you came out?
I think that the more I've been able to embrace my authentic self, the more people have embraced me. I always realized, but more fully now, that God sends who I need in my journey.
That's right.
If I have faith and I'm open to it.
Yeah. What about you, Dana?
I think this is true for a lot of people, but like the people who accepted me really surprised me actually. Like my uncle and his family, what was it, a couple years ago or something, like they were talking and they were dead naming me and they were misgendering me, a couple of them, but then my uncle, who's like 74, staunch Republican, was just like, who are you talking about over there? And my cousin was like the one that like told me this later, and they were like, oh, you know, so-and-so, and it's like, oh, you mean Dina?
Oh.
And I'm just like, okay, I like you.
I love
Because
it.
I kind of like, I've always been kind of in the background anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I never had like not the typical, but the usually told story of, I always knew I was a woman. I didn't.
Right.
But a lot of it was also like masked behind being ADHD my entire life. So that was kind of like, like, you know, I always felt different. I always felt like there was something off, but no one ever told me what dysphoria was because no one knew at that point. So I never had the, oh, I feel like a woman, whatever. I play with dolls, but I was obsessed with shape shifting.
Okay.
Like transformation and metamorphosis and all of that. So I feel there was like almost like an internal calling of like, you need to change, you
Yeah.
just don't know it yet.
Yeah.
And then with like the so the Holy Trinity is what I call it: leggings, lockdown, and face app,
Okay.
which was like the gender transformation filter.
Yes.
That did it. I saw myself as an old man and as an old woman, and I was like, I want the other. So
Yeah.
that was kind of it. But yeah, it was just the people who accepted me, and like some definitely didn't, and
Yeah.
they're not around anymore, and I do grieve that sometimes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the people I've met, the friends I've made, the partners I've had, even, are just leaps and bounds over what everything I had before, and I still love those people from the before times, of course.
Mhm. Thank you. Mary, how do you think, wait, did I ask this question already? I got lost in your answers. How do you think you see God differently as a gay person?
So this was the one I thought about the most. So sit back and relax. My longest answer. Because I looked at the word differently and I thought, well, not really, and yes. Then I thought of the word expanded. But I think that my faith has become more grounded in understanding who God always has been. And so the story that kept coming to my mind with this question was, I kept seeing myself as a 4, 5, 6-year-old child at Christmas, where the town square would have a nativity scene. And my mom, who was a single mom, would take me up on many requests, night after night, many times, and she'd park the car, and she'd let me out, and I'd run over to the nativity scene, and I would kneel, and I would talk to the baby Jesus.
Oh.
And there was no doubt in my mind that Jesus heard me,
Yeah.
loved me, understood everything I was chit-chatting about. And then I moved. I started letting all kinds of other messages that many of us know, all of us maybe.
Yeah.
Fire and brimstone, you're
Yeah.
a sinner. God didn't move, I did. And so over time, through people, certain people that came into my life, the LGBT organization Dignity I mentioned that I'm still committed to, and now Imago, I feel like I've come full circle back to that intimacy of the little baby Jesus, my friend, who accepts me for who I am.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. That was beautiful. What about you, Dina? How do you think you see God differently?
I mean, I still struggle with this.
Sure,
It's just
sure.
it's just as simple as that. Because
Sure.
again, like the whole like, if they were wrong about this, what else were they wrong about? What have
Sure.
they hidden? What has been erased from histories and everything like that. So I know that there is a God. It just, there are things that happened like in my life that science cannot explain. Like, I know that they were taking care of me when I was coming out because I had this place.
Yeah.
Like, I just happened to live in a city with no, I mean, relatively small city, honestly, that had one of the most accepting and affirming churches in the country, if not the world. Like, and then when I came out at work at my old job, I found out that the human resources director had a trans son. So I was like, okay, I'm not getting fired for this, at least.
Yeah, yeah.
So there was just, as soon as I came out, and I know this isn't the case for everyone, but there were so many signs of just like, you're protected, you're good, be you.
Yeah.
So,
I love that.
yeah.
Thank you. What message of joy would you share with a gay person who is struggling or someone in the LGBTQ community?
I would say that embrace that God loves you as a queer person, as you are, and that today there are many resources to reach out, many opportunities of people who are out there.
Yeah.
And so take a step. Take one step. Just start with one person that you trust or one organization or support group and just build from there.
That's right.
Because if you have just one person that you can trust,
Yeah,
you're not alone.
that's right. Thank you. Dana?
Yeah, pretty much the same. I mean, I mean, like I said, I still struggle
Yeah.
with this sometimes because there's so many things that are being done to harm us and kill us in some cases in the name of God.
That's right.
You
That's
know,
right.
history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. That I have definitely seasons of like, why am I involved with this? They want to kill me.
Yeah.
Why am I still aligning with this? But it's because of like what I said, like that's religion.
That's right.
not relationship.
That's right.
That's not like, it's been so distorted and mutilated to serve their power and their
That's right.
control.
That's right.
That's not what love is. Like, there's so many things happening right now that like aren't even in the Bible, and
Yeah.
they're like quoting verses that are completely fake sometimes,
Right.
even. So it's like I mean, if Jesus came back today or was here with us today, he'd be on the border of like a country
That's
as a
right.
refugee trying to get in,
That's
or
right.
he'd be like in the Pride Parade, or
That's right.
like, you know, washing feet.
That's right.
That's actually a good idea for a booth at Imago. What if we washed feet at Pride Fest?
Ooh. I knew you was going to say that. That's why I looked directly at you.
Sorry, just like
It's a great idea.
yeah, it's just, I think that's what keeps me here and going is the love.
Yeah, it is.
And now that I fully love myself and accept myself, I can now love others
Yeah.
as I've always wanted.
Yeah.
So, like, when people come against me and being like, well, it's a sin, it's immoral, God didn't make you this way, it's like, do you want me dead instead?
Right.
Like, honestly, like, I
Yeah.
could have been a miserable, like, straight, somewhat straight, like, man trying to go through life, existing as a husband and miserable, and like, I wouldn't be here right now, honestly.
That's right.
Because what really is like, made me, like, estrogen is exactly what my body needed the entire
Yeah.
time, not testosterone.
Yeah.
So there's a biochemical
That's
aspect
right.
to it too, of just like, no, like, God made me this way so that maybe I could be an example and as a witness to others. Like,
That's right.
you don't have to do this. There is love this way. There is this.
That's right.
Yeah.
Thank
Sorry,
you.
I'm kind of rambling.
No, I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with us. I think it's important to hear the stories, and if anybody wants to connect in the Pi Fellowship afterwards, I'm sure they'd be willing to talk to you, and we know Elmer would be. But thank you both for being here this morning and sharing this with us. I appreciate you both. I'm glad you're here. Thank you.
I'm glad we're all here.
Thanks, Imago.
As Jason comes forward and wraps us up in here, I just want to say this. For those of us who are the allies, whether we have children, whether we have friends, co-workers, family members, whatever, there are a couple things that I'm finding along the way that are helpful for me. And one of them is some way identifying myself in a crowd that I am a safe person, especially once people find out I'm a pastor. I'm not one of those kind of pastors. I have a pride watch that I wear year-round now. I usually only would wear it in June and July, but now wear it year-round. And listen, that's a small thing. That thing cost me $7 for that wristband. You may roll your eyes and go, whatever, and that's okay. But I'm telling you, when I go to Starbucks or to a coffee store and I use this hand to pick up my coffee, I can't tell you how many times somebody has said, thank you. I knew exactly what they meant. Knew exactly what they meant. Mary gives out these little pins that say, you are safe with me. Just a small pin that she wears. Something small that communicates to a stranger, if they're gay, if they're trans, it's okay with you that they are. Not that they need your permission to be, but as you've heard from the people that shared this morning, safety is a real thing. And needing that place to feel safe and to be who they truly are is important. In any way that we could ally in that way, It's great. You'll figure out your own way to do this. Before I sit back down, I just want to also say that Sanandra had a major surgery on Friday, and she could use some help this week, her and Thea, with some meals. The meal train sign up is on the Facebook link on our private page, or if you don't do Facebook and you need to know how you can get food to them, let me know and I'll get you set up with them. Thank you.
Thanks, Melinda. This last song, I'd say, just go ahead and keep your seats. If you want to sing along, feel free to sing along. But this is really, I love those moments when I'm leading, specifically because I'm talking about my experience, but just choosing a song and then, I was even going to call you, is this going to work? Piano, I didn't know this is going to be what the bass, literally the first line is "Come out of hiding, you're safe here with me." And it's this is a song from God to us. So maybe reflect on it if you want. Come out of hiding, you're safe here with me. There's no need to cover what we already see. You've got your reasons, but I hold your peace. You've been on lockdown, but I hold the key. 'Cause I loved you before you knew it was love, and I saw it all, still I chose the cross, and you were the one that I was thinking of when I rose from the grave. Now rid of the shackles, my victory's yours. I tore the veil for you to come close. There's no reason to stand at a distance anymore. You're not far from home. I'll be your lighthouse when you're lost at sea, and I will illuminate everything. No need to be frightened by intimacy. Throw off your fear, come running to me. And oh, as you run, what hindered love will only become part of the story. No, as you run, what hindered love will only become part of the story. No, as you run, what hindered love will only become part of the story. No, as you run, what hindered love will only become part of the story. Baby, you're almost home now. Please don't quit now. You're almost home
Am I on? Okay. All right, I'm going to pray over our food. I hope you'll all stay, and so we can visit with one another. Happy Pride Day. Happy Sunday. Let's pray. God, we are grateful for all the gifts, especially the gifts that you give to us. And people who do not love like we do, express themselves the way they do, are themselves the way that they are. You are teaching us how to love. And I am so thankful that that is my story and so many in this room. I pray for our food. I pray just a wonderful time together, enjoying one another, being grateful for the space that this place we call Imago Day. A place where people can feel safe to be who they really are. And it's in your Son's name I pray. Amen.